Kyrie in his early stages, there was definitely like a debate. Like definitely after that 3 year stretch with the Cavs, there was definitely a debate that, when it's all said and done, he could go down as a great player and he could be remembered as one of the best point guards of all time. Like there were actual, when he would face off in the finals with Steph Curry, there were actual debates over who's better. Because some nights Kyrie offensively would get the best of Steph, and obviously Steph would get his number. But you look at that now, and it's like a joke. And I think you really look back to the reason that he just doesn't elevate teams. I think that's his biggest problem. I think it has been his biggest problem for a while. He's not a team player, Kyrie. He's going to put up offensively great stats. Street ball, if the NBA were about pickup basketball, 1 hour pickup basketball, this, that, he'd be the best. It wouldn't even be debatable. He'd be the best. His offensive skill set is unmatched. His offensive skill set is up there with it's just you haven't seen it before. Some of the handling and the abilities that he has offensively, it's unbelievable. But then you go into his defense. Then you go into, although on offense he does all the scoring and all the highlight moves and stuff, not the best facilitator, kind of a ball hog. With his teammates, not really a leader. Doesn't really have people's backs. In Boston, it really crumbled because if you remember, when he was on that team that year, it was him and a bunch of young guys. And he was at that point technically a veteran. He had won a championship. He was still young, but he was still the veteran of that team. There was no leadership. He didn't get people to buy in. They didn't believe in him. That's why he moved on. Brooklyn. Too ball dominant. KD couldn't deal with him. James Harden couldn't deal with him. They had to trade him. Every other week, there was something in the news in Brooklyn about something he was saying wrong. Another crazy comment that he was making about stuff. It's about him. Kyrie, it's about him. It's about what he wants. It's never going to be about the team with Kyrie. And, I don't hate Kyrie for that. That's just who he is. That's the player and the person that he decided to be, which means he cannot be great. If you look at the all-time greats in the NBA, if you look at the Jordans, if you look at the Birds, the Magic, the LeBron Jameses, these people have all elevated their teammates around them. All these people have they have made other teammates that got to grace the court with them relatively known names, and they saved their careers in some stances. Like Tristan Thompson, if he would have been on pretty much any other team during nobody would know who he was. He's got TV jobs now because it's all because of LeBron. He dated Kim Kardashian during that run. Do you think if he's not LeBron's teammate that with his skill set that he dates Kim Kardashian? I don't think so. LeBron elevates teammates. Magic elevated teammates. Bird elevated teammates. Jordan, when he was forced to and had to, ended up elevating teammates. Kyrie, you just don't see it. It's about him. That's why I wanted out of Cleveland. It's exactly why he wanted out of Cleveland. He wanted to be the star. He wanted the show. And then about 3 years later, he was like, hey, I don't need to be the star anymore. But now it's just COVID drama this. Media drama this. The earth is flat that. It's just so much stuff that he's putting at the camera. It's his inability to play on certain nights because of just bad excuses. Is his lack of defensive awareness. And I think the biggest question is you look at it. I remember I made a video on the trade when it happened, the day it happened, when he went to Mavericks. And I was like, I don't know about this. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. Are you really going to give up all those assets, those 2 or 3 starters they gave up for Kyrie Irving at this state in his career? Are you really going to do that? I was skeptical, I said it could work, and obviously we've seen it. It doesn't work. It's not like they're not in a process where, oh, it doesn't work. If they win games, they have to win them by shootouts because you've paired Luka Doncic, an unbelievably skilled offensive ball hog who isn't great defensively, with another offensive ball hog who's great at it, but you can't win when you play no defense. Like, you can't win when you play no defense. And that's what they've paired together. They've paired that tandem, and they lack depth pretty much all the way around. Obviously, they're going to lose. And you've seen it. In the games they've won, they have been shootouts. The game they beat the Lakers in, shootout. Games they lose pretty badly. So, I mean, I just think that if we're really taking apart and looking at Kyrie's career at this point, he was a good player. Was he ever great? No, because he didn't. He wasn't a leader. Sometimes greatness and leadership can become intertwined. Like, another thing to think about with Kyrie, if you think about the greats, LeBron, Magic, Jordan, they all have somewhere where they're going to be idolized. Magic, he's always going to be idolized in LA. Jordan has a statue in Chicago. LeBron, although he left, he came back, delivered the championship. He's always going to be remembered in Cleveland. Where's Kyrie going to be remembered? Cleveland, I guess. Like, I like Kyrie, but obviously some hard feelings there. He kind of left on the trade. So Cleveland, maybe immortalized, maybe. Boston, they hate him. Brooklyn, they hate him. Dallas, they will learn to hate him. Wherever he goes next, they'll probably hate him too. What's your legacy? Where is he going to be immortalized? What is his legacy going to be at this point? He made one big shot. It could have been a lot more than that. But that's what I'm seeing at this point of his career. That's just what he does. If you put him, he's starting to get into that category of a guy where you have to put him in the right system to win games. Like, in the early stretches of his career without LeBron, they couldn't win games. It was him ball hogging the whole time, scoring like 35 points a game, and they went like 33 and whatever, missed the playoffs. They went like 20 and whatever, missed the playoffs. Only when he had LeBron did he begin to have the playoff success. That other run in Boston that they made, remember, he was injured when they went to the conference finals. He was not playing with that core. That brings up another question. Do they even make it to the conference finals if he's playing? Does he get in the way? It's key. So it's confusing. If I'm Dallas, I wouldn't re-sign him next year. I just wouldn't do it. Sometimes you got to admit that you've made a mistake. They clearly have.